So let me start off with some truth telling here. I started this quarter with $35 in my bank account, and no, this is not a metaphor. This is a very real reality. And to be perfectly clear, I didn't start this quarter off that way because I was just reckless. And I wasn't even wasteful. I drained my emergency fund waiting on God's promise. And I believed him. I still do. But here's what I've learned in this season. You can have all the faith in the world and still have to take back control. So that's what I'm doing. And I want to invite you along to do the same thing with me. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Dr. Brianna Whiteside, and welcome to Recession Millionaires, a playlist where we begin talking about finances and money because we don't want to miss our opportunity to become millionaires in this cycle. If you don't know, 2020 allowed a lot of people to become millionaires because they were positioned to do so. I didn't know enough about money then, but I know enough now, and I am positioning myself, and I want to ensure that you are positioning yourself. So in Recession Millionaires, we specifically talk about finance, strategy, and the ways in which you can increase your bottom line or your net worth. Before we get started, I want to ask you to please like this video, share it with a friend, leave me a comment if you feel like I've said something of importance, because it does help the YouTube algorithm. So let's get into this video. Y'all know that I left my job almost 11 months ago because God asked me to. And what I did not anticipate is that almost 11 months I would still be waiting for this promise to come to pass. As a matter of fact, in a lot of conversations that I have with my family and friends, I'm like, I could have still been on my job if I was still going to be waiting for this promise to come to pass. Like, if we were going to be deep into 2025, almost a year later, I literally could have still been stacking my coins in my career, building more confidence before I took the leap to step out on faith. But as time would have it, or as reality would have it, you can never calculate the timing of God, no matter how good at math you are. And so I find myself here with a drained emergency fund, and I said, you know what, Brianna, rather than continuing to cry, spit, and fart about it, why don't you do something about it and you take people along on the journey with you, because they need to see you rebuild your life in real time. I never want you to ask me, how did you do it? A lot of people do ask me that. When I, built up enough money to leave my career, people were asking, how did you do it? And I said, well, you would have had to been following me from 2019 because I chronicled the entire journey over on my Instagram page. It started from me getting out of $10,000 of consumer debt, and then it turned into me saving my first 10K and then saving my first 20K and so on, enough until I built up enough nest egg to leave my career. And here we are, $35 at the beginning of this month, which is April, and I'm having to rebuild my life, and I want to invite you on said journey with me. So if you didn't see the video I posted yesterday, I talked about my savings goal, which was to save $10,000 in 90 days. And in the vein of transparency, as I just said, I've saved $10,000 before. I did it in a year. I did it with discipline, strategy, and with no shortcuts. But this time, it's different. This time, I'm giving myself 90 days to save $10,000. It's insane. I know. The goal seems insane, but I would have had to be insane to follow God and leave my career, right? How many people would do that? So the reason why I'm giving myself this task is not because it's easy, but because it's necessary for me. Ultimately, friends, I've spent enough time waiting, and I refuse to go into another quarter financially exposed, largely insecure, unprepared, and emotionally drained. That's the truth. So here's where you come in. You may not be in the same position that I'm in. No steady income coming in, not really sure how you're going to make this savings go. You may not be at the starting line that's behind 11 starting lines like I am. Ultimately, you may not need to save $10,000. That's what I'm trying to get at. But here's what I know. You do need a savings plan for the rest of Q2. Whether it's $500, $1,500, $5,000. Right now is a good time to get something in place. And I don't want you to think that I'm asking you to do this to scare you, because it's not because you're scared. If you take up this journey and you take up this task and this challenge I'm giving you, it's not because you're scared. Ultimately, it's because you're ready to stop hoping and start building. And if you've noticed, I'm not inviting you to watch my goals from the sideline either, because why would you do that? I'm inviting you to meet your moment. That's why I created this Q2 Savings Challenge. This is not a gimmick, y'all. This is not a sprint. but you can think of it as a reset. I know we have a little over 70 days left in this quarter, so I'm inviting you to maximize every last one of them. Here's what you want to do. You want to set your number, break it down weekly, put a system in place, and then show up. And then show up again, even when it's hard and even when you don't feel like it. Ultimately, y'all, we're just not talking about money here. We're talking about getting prepared for what you prayed for. If you're ready, I want to give you some practical steps, because y'all know that's my thing. I want to give you some practical steps on how you can get started. Number one, set your savings target. This target should stretch you, but it should not strangle you, okay? No strangulation. Just set it and allow it to stretch you. Number two, break that number into weekly or bi-weekly deposits. You must know your number. This keeps you on task and it keeps you focused. Number three, pick your savings method. Whether it's a high yield savings account, which is my favorite, a cash envelope system, which a lot of people use, or an auto transfer. The goal is to keep it simple and stay on track. And number four, I want you to track everything, not just the deposits though. I want you to track your growth mindset, because creating wealth is a mindset thing. Ultimately, friends, I want to be clear and say, I'm not telling you to save because God won't come through. I'm telling you to save so that you're prepared when he does. You all know I do believe in supernatural provision, but I also believe in stewardship. And ultimately, I also know what it's like to feel called to something but not have the financial stamina to take hold of it. And I don't want that to be you. So this is our moment. This is our moment to move from panic to planning, from waiting to building, from empty accounts to intentional growth. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to write down your Q2 savings goal, put it somewhere that you can see it. You don't have to tell us in the comments. The only reason I'm telling you is for accountability purposes and to see if I can actually do it. But I want you to keep yours private unless you want to share it publicly in the comments, which is totally fine. But the key is to write it down and put it somewhere that you can see it. And no amount is too small. I don't care if it's $200 or even $20 a week. Just name your number, own your plan, and get in motion. And I want to leave you with this. You're not late. You're not behind. You're just ready now. And so am I. Now, if you're still watching this and you're ready to go beyond the foundational things, and I'm talking about you're ready to build a real foundational basis, I want to invite you into two things that will accelerate your momentum. First, I want you to grab the Wealth Mastery Bundle. It's my 2-part resource that walks you through how I climbed out of consumer debt in 8 months and how you can too, and how I saved $20,000 in 1 year and how you can too. These are the exact habits and principles that I'm using today to go from $35 to $10K by the end of Q2. Then if you want something personal, specific, or tailored to your lifestyle, I want you to book a one-on-one strategy session with me. During this one-on-one session, we'll map out strategies, income opportunities, or recession-proof moves that are based on your goals and not just mine. Whether you need structure or strategy, I've got you covered. To be clear, you don't need more hustle. You need a plan, and I want to help you build it. So you can grab your Wealth Mastery Bundle or book your one-on-one session with me by following the links in the description. If this has encouraged you, if you've learned something, I want you to please like this video, drop me a comment, and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. I'll see you soon, friends. Bye.